everybody. Welcome to Rosie's Tips. Today I am going to show you how to make raw ground beef red enchiladas. So basically this recipe is one that I came up with because, as you know, I'm Latin, and the hardest thing for a person transitioning into a raw food diet, a healthy raw food diet lifestyle, is going away from their traditional foods that are so tasty and full of spices. And as any culture, I think if you're in the Indian culture, Indian food is so delicious, Chinese food is so delicious. So I came up with this recipe because I missed my enchiladas. So this is my version of raw ground beef enchiladas, and it's very easy and it's a very simple recipe. It's not hard to make. There's no cooking involved. It's all just prepping because I'm basically eating fruits and vegetables in its raw form and prepping meals, and that's why I have this channel to show people that eating raw is not boring, and it's not just eating salads every day all the time. It's a variety of foods, and you could be very creative with the raw foods and vegetables and fruits to make delicious dishes. So I'm gonna get started. I don't have a lot of daylight because it's in the evening, so I'm prepping, making dinner. I thought I'd make a video. So I'm gonna use the Vitamix, and I'm gonna start with my enchilada sauce. And it's basically just 7, 8, 9 ingredients. Very easy. I got 5 Roma tomatoes. I cut them in half, and what I did, I just scooped out the little seeds out of there. The reason for that is because I'm making my enchiladas actually with vegetables. I'm not making them with tortillas, or the traditional corn tortillas. So the tomato sauce is not going to have anywhere to be absorbed, so I need it as dry as possible. So we're going to start with the 5 Roma tomatoes, about, I would say, 2 ounces of fresh cilantro, 1 onion, half a garlic, that's one green long onion. You could use 2 or more than that. Half a garlic. And this is 2 teaspoons of chili, New Mexico chili, and 2 teaspoons of Ancho chili. Ancho chili is what we use in the enchilada sauce, and New Mexico chili is what gives it that sweet taste to the sauce. That sweetness, so it's not so tart and salty. So those 2 chilies are vital because those are the ones that make the enchilada sauce. The chile ancho is the main one, but usually I have the powder form, but I didn't have the chili itself. It comes in a dry chili. You soak it in water, lukewarm water, for a couple hours. Then you drain it very well, take the seeds out, and you blend it. And that's with all these ingredients or more spices. You could add more spices. I remember my mother using like a lot more spices, but I'm trying to simplify the recipe to make it quick and easy for anybody to use it, so it could be a friendly recipe. So we got the onion, garlic, chili, cilantro, tomatoes, and about 1.5 teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt, or any nutritional salt that you may have, and half a lime. So we're gonna start that. Oh, and about, I would say, looks like 1/3 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes, soaked, and then strain them very well. You want all the liquid out of it. Okay, so let's get started. Let's put our tomatoes in first, and I'm using the high-speed blender, so hopefully I don't have to edit the video and blend too much, because editing takes time. Okay, and the sun-dried tomatoes, get all those in. You want to soak those as well. Let's get the cilantro in there. All Oh, this smells really good already. Get the garlic in there. The onion. The salt. No cooking involved. It's all just raw. The chili powder. The New Mexico and the chili Ancho powder. Very good. You could also use chili powder, will work, but you'll miss out on that smoky and sweet flavor that these chilies have. So we're going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to squeeze my lemon. Get my lemon squeezer. Oh, I'm sorry, half a lime, not my lemon. Half of a lime juice in there. And you could add salt to flavor as you need it. I'm going to taste it and hopefully that's the salt. I usually make this and I don't measure. I try to measure for the videos, but when I'm making these recipes, testing them and going as I go, and I don't do a lot of measuring, so I have to figure out the measuring part. So we're going to blend all that in there. Turn my blender on. I'm going to start at low. Oh, that's blending really good. I'm going to get my tamper. This smells so delicious. So let's see. I'm going to taste it and see if it... Oh, the smell is just amazing. I could blend it a little longer, but for time's sake, let's taste it. So good. Ooh, so good with that little kick there. At the end, perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. If you like, you could add salt. So what I do next, I'm gonna strain it in the strainer. Just like I would if I was making marinara sauce for my zucchini noodles. Get that out of there. I want all that sauce out. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to let that strain, and it's already straining. You can see that. You want it to strain as much as it possibly can. Because if I don't strain it, my enchiladas will, the tomato sauce will, the tomatoey part will run. So I'm going to get the blender out of the way. And now we're going to make the filling, the ground beef. Okay, so let me move. That goes in the sink. So now we're going to get our ingredients. Well, that is straining in the strainer really good. We're going to get our ingredients for our, let me put these out so you can see them. For our ground beef, for the inside of our enchiladas. Move this over here. Bring the food processor. So for this part, you're going to need the food processor. For the sauce, you need your blender. And I don't think you need a high-speed blender. I think the NutriBullet will work perfect for that as well. So this is my, okay, I don't have a big food processor, so I have a medium size. So that's a lot of my recipes. I have to do them like, I have to cut them in half because of this, or I have to do it twice. I haven't gotten a big one yet, but what you're going to need for your ground beef, it's very easy. 1 cup of, it's portabello mushrooms. So I dice them, and this one is basically one big huge a mushroom. And I diced it, and I packed it in 1 cup, 1 measuring cup. You're going to need about, let's see, 3 tablespoons, I think it's, yeah, 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds soaked and drained. Make sure you soak them and you drain them. You're going to need about 2 tablespoons of soaked and drained walnuts. The reason the portabello mushroom is basically what works is your beef, your ground beef. And the walnuts is going to be the fatty that we have in our ground beef. And the sunflower seeds is going to be the paste that's going to bring it together. As you know, when you have ground beef, you sometimes, if you're making in recipes, you put some kind of egg or something to paste them together if you're making patties or any type of dish with ground beef. So that's why we use those. And then you're going to need 1 teaspoon of cumin. We always use cumin to flavor meats in our recipes. You're going to have half a teaspoon of garlic powder and garlic onion. So I have both in here. I use the garlic powder and garlic onion because in the food processor, you put some garlic in there or onion, sometimes you get those chunks and it doesn't chop very well, and that's why I prefer to do the powder, and it works really good. 1 teaspoon of parsley and 1 teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt or any nutritional salt, sea salt's fine, that you have. Just make sure it's not the white table salt. It's not healthy. So now I'm going to put all the ingredients in the food processor. Now, you might think, ooh, ground beef, yuck, but it actually is very tasty. Remember, if you get pork chops, ground beef, any type of meat, and you eat it raw with no seasoning, it's not going to be delicious. It's not going to taste good. It doesn't have flavor until you marinate it and you flavor it. Same thing with the mushrooms. So now we're going to put the sunflower seeds in there. I soaked them overnight. Remember to always soak your seeds, your nuts and seeds, and purchase them only raw, roasted. They're dead. They don't have no nutrition for your body. Put in the cumin, the garlic powder and garlic, garlic powder and the onion powder. And there, parsley and salt. Again, you can do the salt to your taste. Alright. We're gonna chop this. Chopping up really well. Let me see if I could turn it aside. Okay. Oh, that smells really good. I could smell the garlic, the onion. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste. It looks good too. Looks like ground beef. I don't know. Let me see if I can show you guys. This is what it looks like. Like if you have cooked ground beef. Let me taste. Very good. Perfect. If anything, maybe a little less salt, but very good. Oh, I'm going to need the spatula. So, same thing, what you do, you're going to get, I got to get used to using this food processor. I don't use it a lot. Okay, now you're going to get another strainer and you're going to strain it. The reason why is because the mushroom releases a lot of moisture. And that moisture is going to make your enchiladas a little runny. So you really, really need to strain the ground beef, the raw ground beef. Yeah, the portabello mushrooms have a lot of moisture in them. And after they sit for a while, they're going to start releasing that moisture. But that's what makes your meat very tasty. So you can start just pushing it down in the strainer. Oh yeah, it's coming out. Oh wow. And you can see that, you can see the liquid in the bottom of the bowl right there. That's coming out. It looks really, really good. Looks like cooked ground beef. Really well. So that takes a minute to do. And let's see. Now we're going to start, I'm going to check the tomato sauce and then we're going to start assembling our enchiladas. I can't wait till you guys try this recipe. I think you're going to like it. My husband loves it. He said it was delicious. He really, really did like it. So as you can see, a lot of the sauce already strained there. very good. Still straining, so I would give it a little push just to start. I want to show you guys. I did slices of carrots, but I could not use the mandolin. I tried to use the mandolin, does not work. So unless you have a really high-end good stainless steel mandolin, on my plastic one I couldn't use it, but I came up with this. So basically you get a big carrot. Try to buy the fattest, biggest carrot you could find, organic if possible, at the supermarket. You get your potato peeler and you hold it on one end, and you're gonna press really, really hard. Hopefully I could do it. Press really, really hard. My board's gonna move, so let me get my little rubber. I put these little rubber things under the board so they don't slide and move. You have to put a lot of muscle behind it, and you see that curl? There. So I basically use mostly long. Like I said, really, really press hard and just roll it all down. See how thin it is? I used a lot of it to make the strips. If I'm tired or I don't have enough strength or I'm not tall enough to push down, I'll call my husband, he'll help me. But this, you can make your strips like this. And also a little tip, cut the edges down to make sure that if the carrot's too big, to make sure that it's the size of your potato peeler. If you have a long, wide one, which I want to look to purchase one too, works a lot better. You don't have to cut the edges. So let's get this out of the way. And we're going to start assembling our enchiladas. And I want you guys to see how beautiful they're going to look. So I'm going to get 2 more plates out. One for the assembly and one to set the plate. So I have my sauce in one bowl, and I have my ground beef in another one. And we're going to start the assembly. You see, I want to make sure you guys can see. So basically you're going to overlap like this. Flat on the plate, the carrots, 3 carrots. Another trick that I learned too, if I was serving this for company, if company was coming over, I get me a little knife and I cut the edges off. So when it's rolled up at the end, it's going to look pretty. If I would have got a sharp knife, it would have been better. Get that out of the way. Okay, so we're going to put some our ground beef right there in the center. Oh, that looks good. And you can put a little bit of the sauce inside as well. Really, really good. And you're going to start rolling. And the sweetness of the carrots really complements the salty of the sauce and the saltiness of the savoriness of the ground beef with the mushrooms. See, there's one. So I just want to make 3 more because I want you guys to see how beautiful it looks and how you could decorate. So here's the finished product. I'm going to put some enchilada sauce on the top and make the plate look pretty. And that looks really, really pretty. And like I said, you could put slices, clean that plate right there. You could put slices of avocado on top, a little salad on the side, and that looks so delicious, doesn't it? And it looks really pretty. So this is a recipe to my red ground beef enchiladas, and they're raw. So I'm about to take a taste. Let me put a little bit more sauce on that end. I'm going to take a taste of that one right there, and I'll let you guys know if it's good. Mmm. 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 So flavorful, so delicious. I don't miss anything because I'm getting the delicious flavors from the chilies, the garlic, the smokiness from the chile ancho, the sweetness from the New Mexico chili, the carrot, the sweetness is really complementing the salt in the ground beef. Perfect, delicious. I hope you guys try it and enjoy this recipe. If you like my video, please give me a like, thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel. I also have a Facebook that you can follow me on with a lot of information on nutrition, on fruits and vegetables, and how to eat raw. It's called Living a Raw Food Lifestyle with Rosie. I just started it. So if you guys could go find me, give me a like, and put me on your notifications, and hopefully with some more tips. You guys have a great evening.